All right, we are back with the GSMC Wrestling Laureate podcast brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. I'm your favorite wrestling fan here, Eric Rodriguez, every Monday live on the GSMC Sports Network, 8 p.m. Pacific Time, 11 p.m. Eastern Time, here to talk about the greatest thing in the world, professional wrestling. So make sure you guys smash that like and subscribe button to the show so you guys can follow the show, follow the network. You guys can get some notifications when I go live. Also, when I upload some awesome wrestling content throughout the week. And, some awesome videos. So make sure you guys comment. Make sure you guys, absolutely. I would really love to hear what you guys have to say. It's our podcast. It's our wrestling podcast. And I just want to make everybody, happy, proud, having fun. Nothing more fun than talking sports. Nothing more fun than a podcast with a nice interaction between the fan and the host. So, don't be shy to drop your thoughts inside that comment section. All right, without further ado, we're going to jump on to some AEW Grand Slam Australia. And I feel like it's going to be a good one. AEW going to Australia, going across seas at the whole different continent. And, speaking of that, it's after the NBA game. So what time? Isn't it 24 hours? I got to check that out. I feel like Australia is I think 23 hours away or something like that. I think over there they'll be doing it No. The whole time change, that's insane. That's crazy. But, it's going to be good. It's going to be great. I'm excited that it's not on pay-per-view. I feel like, I love AEW's pay-per-views. I love them. Absolutely admire them. But, sometimes, Bleacher Report, you got to pay $50, man. I'm like, oh, God. That's like half a tank of gas nowadays. I'm just kidding. No, but half a tank of gas, Tony Khan, I'm just kidding. But anyways, AEW Grand Slam Australia. I can't wait. Let's jump on into it. We have the Death Riders, the team of Claudio, Castagnoli, and Jon Moxley, the AEW World Champion, taking on Cope and Switchblade Jay White in a Brisbane Bowl. This match is obviously, I feel like this is main event. I feel like this is going to be a main event, Well, then again, you do have the Aussies, you do have people actually from Australia. So, I feel like this is going to be a main event. These guys are going to beat the holy hell out of each other. There's going to be blood. Ooh, there's going to be blood. I can't wait to see who gets busted open first. Is Jon Moxley going to put Jay White's head inside a plastic bag? I would not want that. That'd be terrible. I don't want to see any syringes or anything. I'm just kidding. No, that was a pretty crazy AEW All-In, I gotta be honest. But moving on. Jon Moxley is definitely the face that AEW definitely needed with the departure of Cody Rhodes, with the departure of CM Punk. You also saw Bryan Danielson retire. He had some pretty high stakes against him. He was also the IWGP champion that I feel like he ultimately lost so he could become the AEW World Champion. But, exciting to watch. I love his promos. I definitely love his promos. The way he reacts and the way he makes a connection to the fans. He literally makes people think. He makes people think whenever he opens his mouth. Every single time he cuts a promo. He relates it to not just the person he's speaking to, more or less just the people who are watching, in the audience, or people tuning in from worldwide. Jon Moxley is definitely one of the best to do it. I'm happy that he's in AEW exploring a new creative side. I heard he actually has creative controls of his own character, which is pretty cool. Probably got some of the Vietnam flashbacks of when he was in WWE, and they did some pretty dumb stuff with his storyline. When he was the moral compass and burning Seth Rollins shirts outside the arena. But no, the way he's doing it with the Death Riders right now, I gotta be honest. Who's gonna be the winner? Who's going to be the winner? I feel like there has to be some heartbreak. I feel like the rest of the matches are going to go the way people think that they're going to go. Ah, man. Where is Wheeler? No, there's going to be... Rated FTR is going to get involved. Also, Wheeler Yuta, Marina Shafir are going to get involved as well. The Bastard Pack. This is going to be one hell of a brawl. I'm going with the Death Riders. I'm going 55% Death Riders, 45% Switchblade, Jay White, and Cope. The Death Riders, I feel like they need to start building up some momentum, especially toward their title match at AEW Revolution. I feel like if you're Jon Moxley, you want Copeland to feel like absolutely copeless. You see what I did there? I'm just kidding. No, that wants to make him feel absolutely hopeless. So fans will get behind him because I don't really see Jon Moxley's reign of the AEW World Championship really going anywhere. And if this Christian Cage decides to cash in his contract, I don't think it'd be now. Maybe at Revolution I can see that. Maybe perhaps, I could, I don't know. This is good overall, but I'm interested to see some blood. I can't wait. Obviously, that's the, the Attitude Era guy in me who, you want to see some blood, man. All right, we have the AEW Continental Championship. We have Buddy Matthews and Kazuchika Okada. I feel like this match is going to be probably an instant classic, hopefully. Kazuchika Okada he's gonna retain. He's gonna retain. They want to build up this match between Omega and him. They're every single time they fight, they get 5.5, 10 stars out of 5 from Dave Meltzer. So this is going to be just Buddy Matthews. Just Buddy Matthews stating that, hey, this Hellhounds faction with me, Brody King, and Julia Hart, we're definitely threats to be taken seriously. And, one of those matches where even if Buddy Matthews, even if he loses, he kind of wins. He's going to look like a badass. It's going to look like he's only one move away from winning. He's only one win away from defeating Okada. And then something's going to happen. Okada's going to sneak away. And, he's going to calm the B word again that rhymes with witch. He loves that word. It's like he just learned it, once when you were a kid and you learned a curse word and you just say it in every single aspect of life. I feel like that's how Kazuchika Okada is right now, with that word that I can't speak of, with that word that's unspokenable. Next, we have the team, the Dream Team. We got Will Ospreay and Kenny Omega taking on AEW International Champion Kazuchika Okada and the Kyle Fletcher, the Don Callis family. This would be an interesting if there was a twist. It would be, I know this is one of those I feel like this is one of those, it's not PLEs, but then again, it is a PLE. Kind of reminds me of like a Clash of the Castle, Crown Jewel of WWE, where all the fan favorites, they're probably going to win. They're probably going to win because it really has no impact on anything. Because AEW is gearing up toward Revolution next month. So I feel like if there's going to be something big happen, it's going to happen there. Kenny Omega, Will Ospreay is going to pick up the dub. It would be pretty big for the Don Callis family, but they've gotten a lot of momentum lately. Lance Archer, kicking ass, Brian Cage kicking ass, and then recently Davis. Damn it, I forgot his name. Being a part and kind of doing the bidding for Don Callis. I ultimately feel like this is going to be a great way to showcase a lot of talent that AEW desperately. I feel like they need this match to be great. You have a New Japan Professional Wrestling guru. You have a young rising star in Kyle Fletcher, a former Ring of Honor World Television Champion. You have Kenny Omega, who, enough said, it's Kenny Omega. And Will Ospreay, the aerial assassin. You're going to see some crazy stuff. It would be kind of cool to kind of see this match being like, Falls Count Anywhere. That'd be pretty badass. But, of course, you do have the Brisbane Brawl. But this is going to be one display of wrestling that you do not want to miss. I want to see how Kenny Omega, I want to see how he wrestles. He recently coming fresh. I feel like this is his third match in AEW since coming back from that injury that sidelined him for over a year. But we're ultimately going to see Will Ospreay do his thing. We're going to see. But then what's going to happen with the Don Callis family would be kind of weird in some alternate universe, and there's 96.3% chance that this will never happen. Maybe Will Ospreay turns on Kenny Omega and joins the Don Callis family once again. That would be pretty interesting. But it won't happen. Like I said, that would be a nice little turn, but it'd be kind of a little turn like, okay, you got the shock factor. Now what? Now what happens with Will Ospreay? Right now, AEW is kind of crawling with a lot of heels now. So you saw the switch between the Undisputed Kingdom. You saw the switch between Switchblade, Jay White, and the Guns. Now we're all, now they've kind of become baby faces, and Will Ospreay as well. Huge baby face. Highly liked by the AEW universe, and now you have Kenny Omega to kind of headline that. So, I don't really see that turn happening. Maybe it would be, kind of a, shocking turn, but overall this match is definitely going to be, it's going to be a must-watch. I feel like all these matches are must-watch. This one's going to be one of my favorite matches to watch. Mariah May defends her AEW Raw Women's Championship against the timeless Toni Storm. These two women, both absolutely impressive. Not knocking on Mariah May or anything like that, because I partially kind of blame the reign of terror that Mercedes Mone is having over the AEW women's division. You don't really see a lot of pizzazz. I don't know if that makes sense. You don't see a lot of different. I feel like the AEW women's division was better. But like I said, the new signing between Mercedes Mone and once when Mone came to AEW, she got all the spotlight, all the gold, all the money, and obviously that does play into her character quite a bit, and you got to respect it, because she is, she's a great wrestler, and her perception of her obviously is, the way she kind of holds herself inside the ring, and she puts on some pretty good matches, but having like 4 bells, like, come on, dude, I'm just kidding, dude, come on, man, it's time to share. But Mariah May, Toni Storm, this is going to be one of the greatest matches, on the card. Next, we have the TBS Championship. We have Harley Cameron taking on Mercedes Mone. Will Harley Cameron do the impossible? Highly underdog here. I feel like Mercedes Mone needs to put over Harley Cameron in this match, but will it happen? Not too sure if it's going to happen. We need a different flavor, like I said, a different pizzazz in the women's division. Harley Cameron is kind of like she's kind of like a Joe Hendry. She's a Joe Hendry of AEW. She could do the concerts, and then she has this whole ventriloquism. She could do puppeteering, and she's just she can sing. She has she's funny. She's funny. She's a different take on the TBS Championship. You never really would have a TBS champion like that. Ultimate babyface going up against the ultimate in-your-face, I'm better than you, conceited, cocky, elegant heel that is Mercedes Mone. So this is going to be a match a lot of people are going to be paying attention to. Definitely, I'm going to be paying a lot of attention to it, because I'm always down for the underdog. But based on how Mercedes Mone has been handled in AEW, one of those things where it wouldn't shock me if Harley Cameron comes up empty. It's going to show that she is a potential title contender for the future. Maybe she loses tonight, or maybe she loses on Grand Slam, or maybe she gets another title shot at Revolution. But, if there's anybody that's going to take a title away from Mercedes Mone, why not Harley Cameron? Harley Cameron would be an amazing addition to like a full-time run in AEW, on the AEW roster. But let's see if Tony Khan sees it that way. I know Mercedes Mone, she has creative control of her own character. So, I feel like right now, you do kind of got to put Harley Cameron over. I feel like, Mercedes Mone, I think she's undefeated in singles competition in AEW. But just something different, man. I feel like AEW needs a different taste. Like, imagine if AEW Dynamite once a week, you get a nice little, Harley Cameron skit, like I said, a concert, or like an acting montage, or some stuff like that. You know what I mean? So, it would be kind of different. I feel like it'd be a nice different, 1,010%. But it's gonna happen. Who knows? Like I said, we do have an ultimate underdog going up against the ultimate heel. And, I feel like AEW needs to do this one right. All right, guys. Fifth and final segment. We got WWE Superstars released. We're going to talk about some of them. Well, we're going to talk about all of them. And we're going to talk about maybe some potential superstars that might be in line of getting let go. We're going to talk about them when we come back. So grab your favorite snack. Grab your favorite ice cold beverage. You join me here in about 25 seconds. So, hey, do not go anywhere.